Hey ladies, welcome back. He can flirt, he can chase, he can stay the night and still walk away by morning. But there's a side of a man so rare, so sacred, that only 1% of women will ever witness. And when you do, you'll know. Because the man standing in front of you becomes the man standing behind you, protecting you, choosing you, building with you, not just for a season, but for a lifetime. Before we go any deeper, pause for a moment. If you're here, it's not an accident. I'm pouring my whole heart and soul into this because I want you to see what most women are never told. And if any part of this touches something in you, tap that like button and hit subscribe. Not just to support this message, but to remind yourself, you're not here for crumbs. You're here to rise into a love that feels steady, safe, and soul deep. So, now imagine this for a second. You're standing in a museum, staring at a sculpture of a man. It's flawless, chiseled, powerful, still, impressive. But that's just how he wants the world to see him. Now picture that same man softening, not falling apart, but letting the hard edges melt. The armor drops, the cracks appear, and for the first time you're no longer seeing the marble, you're seeing the artist. That's what happens when a man truly starts choosing you, not performing for you, but choosing you. We've been fed so many lies, haven't we, that if he texts first, flirts hard, calls you baby, takes you to dinner, it must mean you're special. But let me tell you the truth that most people won't say out loud. A man can put in effort without giving you his heart. He can share your bed and still never offer you his soul. But when he does, it's not loud. It's not some big dramatic show. It's subtle. It's in the way he begins to anchor himself to you. Like you're no longer just a passing moment, but his home. Let me break it down for you like this. A man may entertain many, but he only builds with one. The one he trusts with his doubts. The one who makes his peace louder than his pride. The one who lets him feel like a man. Not because she praises him, but because she sees him. No games, no masks, just presence. Carl Jung once said, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. And for a man, the rarest thing he will ever do is show you who he really is. That's when you'll know you didn't just win his attention, you unlocked his truth. So let's cut through the noise, my loves. This isn't about playing hard to get. This is about becoming the kind of woman so rooted in her own worth that she never has to question where she stands. Because the right man, he won't keep you guessing. He'll make you feel chosen. Write this in the comments right now if your spirit feels it waking up. I am the one. Say it again, louder from your chest this time. I am the one. That's not just a phrase. It's a reminder. Write it, feel it, claim it. Stay with me. Because we're about to walk through 9 things no man can fake. And once you see them, you'll stop wondering if you're loved and start knowing you're chosen. Number 1, he doesn't just apologize, he repairs. Love isn't proven in the easy moments. It shows up in how someone acts when things break. Any man can say, I'm sorry, but the man who truly sees you, he doesn't toss apologies like band-aids. He circles back. He checks for bruises after the argument. He listens for the quiet in your tone. He doesn't just want peace in the room. He wants peace in you. That's how you know it's different. When a man isn't serious, conflict feels like a wall. He shuts down, gets defensive. Maybe he ghosts. Maybe he stonewalls. Maybe he makes you feel like you're wrong for having feelings at all. And when the dust settles, he acts like nothing happened. Until it happens again. But when a man is invested, really invested, disagreements don't scare him. Because he's not fighting against you. He's fighting for you. He says things like, help me understand where I went wrong. I know that hurt you. Tell me what you need from me now. I don't want to just move on. I want to make this right. That's not just emotional maturity, it's emotional commitment. And it doesn't mean he's perfect, but he learns you, he listens. He starts noticing how your heart speaks, even when your words don't. He begins to understand your emotional language, not so he can use it against you, but so he can meet you there when it really counts. Because when he values the connection more than his ego, the goal isn't to win the argument, it's to keep the bridge between you strong, even when it shakes. That's when conflict turns into growth, not a breaking point. Number 2, he defends you in rooms you're not in. Respect isn't about how a man treats you when you're watching, it's about how he speaks your name when you're not there to hear it. There's a kind of loyalty that doesn't need applause. It doesn't post about you on social media. It doesn't tag you in stories. It's quiet but powerful, the kind that lasts. You won't always see it, you won't always know it's happening, but one day someone might mention how he shut down a rude comment at a party, or how he corrected someone who misunderstood your intentions. And you'll realize he's not just loving you in public, he's protecting you in private. That's real. Because let's be honest, some men perform, they show affection when there's an audience. They're loud about loving you but silent when it's time to stand up for you. And when you're not around, they laugh along with the jokes, or stay quiet when others question you, acting like neutrality is respect. But the man who is serious about you, he defends your name like it's carved into his own backbone. Picture this. He's with his friends, the jokes are flying. Someone makes a comment about you, maybe casually, maybe not. Without raising his voice, without making it a scene, he simply says, "Nah, we don't talk about her like that." Just like that, the line is drawn. That's not drama. That's devotion. Because when a man is truly invested, your reputation becomes sacred to him. He protects it, not because he has to, but because he wants to. You're no longer just someone he dates. You're someone whose honor reflects his integrity. And the beauty of it, he's not doing it to win points. He's doing it because that's what men do when they see a woman as part of their legacy. You're not just loved, you're honored. Number 3, he feels the fear of losing you and he acts on it. The moment a man realizes you're not just someone he wants, but someone he could lose, that's when everything shifts. He may never say it outright. He may never look you in the eyes and whisper, "I'm scared to lose you." But oh my loves, you'll feel it. Not in desperate acts or big speeches, but in the small, steady changes he starts making when he understands your love isn't replaceable. Because here's the truth. When you're just convenient, he'll let silence stretch. He'll ghost. He'll choose comfort over clarity, ego over effort. But when you're the one, silence feels heavy to him. Distance feels dangerous. He doesn't wait 3 days to text. He doesn't pretend he's okay when he feels the energy is off. He moves. Maybe it's that unexpected call after an argument. Not to win, not to lecture, but simply to say, "Talk to me. I don't want this distance between us. Maybe I don't want this space." It's the message at 1:00 a.m. asking, "Are you all right?" Maybe it's how his voice softens when he realizes he hurt you even without meaning to. That shift isn't weakness. That's care. You see, when a man values something precious, he doesn't handle it recklessly. He stops playing it cool. He starts showing up honestly. He takes the first step to repair things, because it's no longer about proving he's right. It's about keeping you close, and that requires humility. He may be stubborn, he may fumble for the words, but the man who truly values you won't let his pride cash checks his heart can't afford. He'd rather bend than break what matters. He'd rather admit his mistakes than risk losing the most real thing he's ever felt. That's how you know you're not just a chapter, you're the story. He shows you his emotional skeletons, not just his highlight reel. Most men want admiration, but the man who chooses you, he wants to be seen, truly seen. Even in the parts of himself he's still learning to heal. You want to know when something real is starting to grow? It's not when he compliments your smile or sends those good morning texts. It's not the flowers, the dinners, or how quickly he says he misses you. Real love doesn't flash across the highlight reel, it emerges in the shadows. Because here's the truth no one tells you. The man who truly sees you as the one isn't performing, he's revealing. Slowly, carefully, sometimes awkwardly, but always honestly. Picture this. You're walking through an old locked room. Dust clings to the shelves, and there's a faint scent of memories long buried. In the center sits a small box. Inside are his deepest insecurities, his regrets, his father wounds, the version of him the world never gets to see. One day, he hands you the key, not for validation, not to manipulate, but because something about you made him feel safe enough to say, "Here I am," unarmored. That's not just vulnerability, that's sacred trust. And maybe right now your mind is racing. What if he gets overwhelmed and pulls away? What if I say the wrong thing when he opens up? What if he changes once I see the parts of him that aren't polished? Those are fair questions, real ones, because we've been taught to believe that if a man crumbles, he's weak, that if he cries, he's broken, that if he lets you into his fears, he's no longer leading. But here's the truth. A man grows stronger when he no longer has to pretend. And if he's doing that with you, you're no longer just someone he enjoys. You're someone he trusts with his unfinished story. Let me take this deeper. Any man can list his wins, his goals, his plans. That's his resume. But when he shares his regrets, tells you about the time he failed, confesses the apology he never gave, the relationship that left him feeling hollow, that's not performance. That's a portal to his soul. That's when you stop being the woman he's dating and become the woman he's growing with. And that's rare. Most people bond over excitement, attraction, chemistry, but soul-level bonds, they're born in quiet moments. That 1 o'clock IEMA conversation about something that still stings. That time he told you he doesn't feel enough even after all his success. That look in his eyes when you didn't flinch or fix. You just stayed. That's when something shifts in him. He's not looking for your pity. He's searching for your presence. Because to a man who's always had to be strong, your stillness heals more than your answers ever could. No, he's not perfect. He might not have all the right words. But if he's showing you the parts of himself he hides from the world, that's no small thing. That's not an accident. That's spiritual. Carl Jung said, the most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. But sometimes the first step toward that is being accepted by someone else while you're still in process. So if you've seen this in your man, or if the next man you meet begins handing you his rawness instead of polished lines, don't run. Don't question your worth because of his wounds. Understand what's happening. You're standing in sacred space. Stay grounded, stay soft, and remember, he's not trying to impress you. He's trying to be real with you. That's the difference between a fleeting moment and a lifelong bond. A man may promise you the stars, but the one who's real starts drawing the map. He builds you into his blueprints to take you there, with your name written next to his. There's a subtle shift, my friends, a sacred one. And if you're not paying attention, you might miss it. It's not in the grand declarations or the dramatic gestures. It's in the quiet ways he folds you into his life, as if you were always meant to be there. Not as decoration, but as design. You'll hear it in how his language changes. No more I and me, it becomes we and us. It's no longer, I'm thinking about taking a trip next summer, but we should go see that coastline together. It's not, I've been looking at apartments, but can you picture us decorating this place? You're no longer a guest. You're becoming the vision. This isn't fantasy building. It's not some daydream he tosses out to keep you near. This is intentional inclusion. It's him quietly rearranging his world to make space for you, not just on weekends, not just between meetings, but in the big things, the messy things, the long-term things. Imagine it. He's laying bricks, day by day, building something meaningful. Then he starts asking where you want the windows. He pictures you in the kitchen, You in the passenger seat, you in the photo frames he hasn't even bought yet. That's when you know it's not just love, it's legacy thinking. Because the man who wants to keep things casual doesn't ask for your thoughts about things that haven't happened yet. But the man who's truly choosing you, he's not only thinking about tonight, he's thinking about where you'll both be a year from now. Any man can desire your body, but the man who stays, he wants to explore the map of your soul, with no shortcuts, no rush, and no fear of what he might find. There's a moment in every connection where the conversation either stays on the surface or begins to dive deep. And when a man dives into those depths with you, not just willingly, but eagerly, that's when you know you're no longer just a woman he wants. You're a woman he longs to understand. We live in a world where surface is easy. Quick compliments, cute emojis, a few you up, texts and playlists filled with good intentions. But the rare men we're talking about today, they don't stop at the shoreline. They're not just flirting with your beauty, they're mesmerized by your essence. He starts asking the kind of questions most people are too distracted or too afraid to ask. What shaped you? What broke you and taught you how to rebuild? What parts of yourself did you silence just to survive? And he's not asking just to sound deep. He's asking because your mind, your stories, your essence awaken something sacred in him. Curiosity turns into connection, and connection becomes something he starts longing for. Because when he's truly into you, he's not only seeking excitement, he's seeking revelation. He wants to understand what makes you feel safe, what lights your soul, what you believe in when nobody's watching, your fears, your fire, your flaws. And when that happens, your body stops being a playground. It becomes sacred ground. Not something to conquer, but something to cherish, because he realizes your intimacy is a privilege, and your mind, that's what keeps him coming back, long after the lights go out. That's when the physical transforms into emotional, and emotional becomes unforgettable. He starts inviting you into his mission. A man may impress you with what he's already built, but the one who's serious about you will hand you the blueprint while it's still unfinished and say, build this with me. There's a different energy in his voice when he speaks about the future, and you'll feel it. It won't be some rehearsed speech. It won't come with fireworks or perfect timing. It'll come in fragments, in quiet, but you'll hear it when he starts speaking. Not just about what he dreams of doing, but where he envisions you when he does it. Most men will share their dreams with anyone who listens, but very few will invite a woman into those dreams while they're still in the making. That takes trust. That takes vulnerability. That takes vision. When a man sees you as the one, you're no longer just his piece. You become his partner, not in a business sense, but in a spiritual one. You start appearing in his plans, not just in his arms. You're not the woman he flaunts once he's made it. You're the woman he brings in while he's still building. You'll notice he doesn't only ask for your support, he seeks your perspective. He values your voice. He sees you as someone who sharpens him, not someone who simply claps from the sidelines. He might say, would you ever want to move here with me? Or what would it look like if we created something of our own? Or even, I think we'd make a great team. That's not just sweet talk. That's inclusion. That's integration. It doesn't mean you're solving his problems. It means your presence gives him energy. Your belief adds power to his purpose. Your fire doesn't compete with his. It burns alongside his. You're not his project. You're not his muse. You're his co-architect. The shift deepens when he begins weaving you into his world. The real turning point isn't when he calls you his girl. It's when his world begins to feel like home, and he opens the door like he's been waiting for you to step through. There's a sacred shift when a man moves from simply enjoying your company to blending you into his life, not for appearances, not for social media, but because something inside him says she belongs here. It starts small, almost unnoticed, a casual invite to game night, a childhood story that turns into, you'd love my mum's cooking. Maybe it's the way he lights up introducing you to his people, not awkwardly but proudly. as if saying this is her, she matters. That moment is the shift. Most men live in compartments. There's work, there's family, there's the guys, and then there's her, the woman he's dating, kept separate from it all. But when a man starts folding you into the spaces that make him who he is, you're no longer just her, you're becoming ours. You'll notice he doesn't merely introduce you to his circle, he makes space for you in the room. He watches how you fit. He listens to how you're received, not because he's seeking their approval, but because he already sees you as part of the bigger picture. He's just revealing the canvas to the rest of the world. He shares family traditions. He opens up about his quirks, his sacred memories, the layers most people never get to see. And when that happens, you're not just dating a man. You're becoming part of a legacy. You've entered the quiet center of his life. And from that place, everything changes. You'll know he's chosen you, not when he puts you on a pedestal, but when he starts climbing his own mountain to meet you where your soul already lives. Admiration is one thing, inspiration is another. One is passive, the other stirs something alive in him. It wakes him up. When a man begins to grow, not because you ask, but because being near you reminds him of the man he wants to become, that's when you've gone from impressive to unforgettable. It starts subtly. He handles life with more care. He starts thinking long term, not just for himself, but for both of you. Maybe he becomes more disciplined, more present, more driven. You didn't push, you didn't demand, you simply showed up as yourself. Grounded, clear, radiant, and that energy awakened him. See, when a man is just dating for fun, he might coast. He'll stick to what's easy, what's familiar. But when he's around a woman who stands in her power, who speaks with intention, who walks in purpose and refuses to shrink just to be liked, he can't stay small, he rises. He starts protecting not just you, but the vision of what you both could become. He starts thinking legacy. The beautiful part? He doesn't grow because you said you need to change. He grows because he wants to. Real men don't evolve under pressure. They grow in the presence of a woman who reflects their highest potential back to them. Remember this, your power isn't in control. It's in being a mirror he's proud to face. And when that happens, that's not just love, that's elevation. So take a deep breath, my friend. If you've noticed these signs, if you've felt these shifts, you're not imagining it. You've entered rare territory. You're not just someone he's dating. You're the woman who made him choose alignment over ego, growth over games, legacy over lust. If this stirred something deep in you, declare these words out loud. I am his shift. Write it, claim it, speak it, like your future is listening. Here's what it all comes down to. The man who's truly choosing you isn't loud about it. He's consistent. He draws you into his world, protects your peace, grows in your presence, and treats your love like sacred ground. You don't have to chase what's real. You just have to recognize it when it appears. If this message touched something within you, share it with another woman who deserves this kind of love. Because we're not here for temporary attention. We're here for timeless connection. So stay glowing, stay grounded.